Welcome to this explainer. I want you to just think about your day so far. The breaking news alerts, the back and forth on social media, those chaotic family group chats, the constant low-level hum of uncertainty, it just enters our minds so incredibly quickly, doesn't it? We're living in an undeniably unsettled world. And because of that nonstop influx of information and pressure, well, the immediate need to find calm isn't just a luxury anymore. It's literally an absolute necessity for our survival and well-being.
Which brings us to a really profound, central question we all need to ask ourselves right off the bat. Must every disturbance live inside me? Really think about that. Just because the world is noisy, chaotic, and demanding, does that mean your internal world has to mirror that chaos? No way. While the world outside might be blaring, your inner peace can absolutely still be fiercely, intentionally protected.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's the reality check we just have to accept. Peace cannot wait for perfect outer conditions. Honestly, if we spend our days waiting for a completely problem-free life to finally feel at peace, we're going to be waiting forever. True peace is all about remaining steady within, completely regardless of the view outside your window or whatever circumstances are surrounding you.
Section 1. The Myth of Perfect Conditions. Redefining Peace.
Now, what's really interesting to consider is the contrast between the choppy ocean surface and the deep blue depth below. Peace is strength under control, not problem-free living. On the surface, the waves are going to rise, the wind will blow, the storms are going to rage. Those are just the unavoidable challenges of life, right? But look deeper. Down below, deep within the ocean, there is absolute stillness. You can have surface waves in your life, but still maintain that profound stillness deeper within.
And this leads right into a crucial misconception we need to clear up. Finding this inner stillness doesn't mean you just sit back passively doing nothing while the storm rages around you. Actually, scratch that. It's not like that at all. A peaceful person still acts. They plan, they correct course, and they respond to challenges. But the critical difference? They're responding to life's storms from a highly grounded, centered place, rather than reacting blindly out of panic.
Section 2. Building your inner anchor, staying grounded.
Think about a heavy metal anchor resting firmly on a shoreline. An inner anchor keeps us from drifting too far when the tides pull at us. So what makes up this anchor? Well, it's your daily practices. Things like faith, prayer, meditation, gratitude, and moral principles. These are what steady the mind. And listen, these aren't just things to try when there's a sudden crisis. This is daily nourishment. When we practice these things regularly, we feel firmly supported from the inside out.
Section 3. Releasing the illusion of control, putting down burdens.
To do this, we really have to ask ourselves two distinct questions. What is mine to do versus what must I release? It's like a giant puzzle, sorting out our genuine responsibilities from burdens we simply cannot control. We can guide others, we can serve, we can offer advice, and we can speak the truth. That is absolutely ours to do. But we can't control every single result. The final outcome? That is what we must release, placing it entirely in God's hands and just letting it go. To truly let go, we need to unpack the mind's heavy bag. Think about the old stones we keep carrying around, those old conversations we endlessly replay, regret, resentment, imagined fears about things that haven't even happened yet. These make the heart so incredibly heavy. Realize that peace often comes not by adding a new technique to your life, but simply by putting something down. Silence, meditation, and forgiveness. They really help lighten this heart. And this brilliantly illustrates the idea of letting go. Imagine dropping those heavy stones directly into a rushing river. Just let them fall. Let the current take them away. You don't need to carry those heavy stones anymore.
Section 4. Protecting Peace in Relationships, Navigating Others.
When we sit down across from someone, we're reminded of a pretty hard truth. No human being is perfect, and absolutely everyone is carrying something heavy of their own. Because of this, forgiveness is essential. It literally releases the poison from our own systems. But alongside forgiveness, wisdom tells us we've got to set boundaries. We need both forgiveness and healthy boundaries to maintain our own peace.
Let this powerful truth really sink in for a second. Someone may be angry. I do not have to become angry. Man, that is so incredibly empowering. We should never depend on constant appreciation from others to feel stable. And more importantly, we do not have to absorb someone else's emotional state. Their fear or their anger belongs to them. You don't have to catch it like a cold.
Section 5. The Power of the Pause, Creating a Buffer.
We call this the sacred pause. It means consciously taking a moment, just a brief moment,
before reacting, to give wisdom time to enter. I want you to slow down for a second. Before you speak out of anger, before you judge a situation, before you quickly forward that piece of bad news or assume the absolute worst, just stop. Experience a moment of true stillness.
In this moment of quiet, I want you to actually take one slow breath in and let it out. Then another. In that sacred space, between the event and your reaction, ask yourself, what response will actually bring peace? That breath is your sanctuary. Use it.
Section 6. A peaceful way of life. Daily practices.
The truth is, uncertainty isn't going away. But we must remember this fundamental truth. God gives enough light for the next step. Having faith doesn't mean you understand everything or that you have the whole math figured out, right? Fear will arise, for sure, but faith gives our fears somewhere to be placed when the future feels incredibly daunting. You only need enough light to see the very next step in front of you.
So how do we practically invite peace back in every single day? By uncrowding the heart. Here are 3 incredibly practical steps. 1. Simplify. Simplify what you watch, what you discuss, what you buy. 2. Practice gratitude. Balance the mind so difficulty isn't the only thing you see. And 3. Serve others. Serving others completely shatters that isolating circle of me and immediately lightens the heart.
Ultimately, we want to become a peaceful presence. Begin your day quietly, end your day with surrender. Practice just one breath, one prayer, one act of kindness. Because while the world around you might shake and the headlines may scream, remember that your soul can remain firmly anchored by making these very simple daily choices.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Will you let peace become more than just a fleeting feeling and choose to make it your way of life? Stop waiting for perfect conditions to arrive before you allow yourself to be calm. The water might be choppy, but it's time to drop your anchor today. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep practicing that sacred pause, and I'll see you next time.